And one of the most magically easy ways that I have found, being the stubborn Capricorn that I am, to find balance is through breath work. I think we create, manifest exactly what we need in life. And I manifested a breath work. And being able to use such a powerfully easy technique.
Yeah.
It's deceptively easy because we do it all day long. We breathe all day long.
Hello, everyone.
This is Limitless number 2.
Limitless number 2. I'm Robert.
And I'm Leanne.
My lovely wife, Leanne, wherever she's at.
I am here, definitely here. I mean, we're under the same roof and all, but different rooms.
Different rooms.
In the office, and I'm in my space. So we're doing the thing here. Goodness, it's been a little bit. We recorded these not back to back because life has taken some turns.
Yeah.
And that's something that I want to just share with people because it's a part of what limitless means. If we had taken all of the times when we've had things go outside of our manifesting and just stopped, where would we be?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Not good. Yeah. So I want to share with people, and we are very, very good at manifesting. You and I both, we have many decades here together of doing this consciously. Yeah. All the trainings, all the things, we've been with the best, we've done all the stuff. We've manifested all sorts of amazing things.
We've manifested the good, the bad, and the ugly, actually.
Exactly. Does that mean that life is perfect?
Nope.
In essence, yes, because it is exactly what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
But we still have hurdles that come up. And I know my dear husband will appreciate me being vulnerable here on this one. Part of what has created more of the hurdles than not has been the stubbornness that is also the same energy that has kept us moving through everything. But there's a stubborn sense to me that just doesn't give up. There's a stubborn sense to him. In fact, the kids jokingly, there's only one person more stubborn on the planet than me, and that's my husband. He has to be to deal with me and to just do all the things. But at a certain point, we recognize that taking a moment and stepping aside from that stubbornness is very valid, very important, and very good. And one of the things that we had really wanted to talk about the second time around, coming from our first episode there, was about having that balance, the balanced state of being. And, in the business world, I talk with clients all day long about, the bro mentality and the go and the push and up, 10x this and do 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 this, to where people have just had enough. And another whole set has been about, okay, let's just meditate our way through. And they're both powerful states of being, but they're completely limited.
Yes.
On their own. When you can find that balance between the two, then you have something going. Then you can really kind of hit the stride. And that's where flow state happens and all of the things can start pulling them in. So I'm going to be quiet here for a minute and pass it over to you, being the expert that you are with breath, and explain a bit what breath does for that balanced state. How does it actually work? And what is something that our listeners can really glean from it so they can understand when you say take a breath, what does that really mean?
Take a breath is really getting yourself in alignment with who you are and what you want and where you want to be. And breath work isn't hard. It's like a lot of people try to make it hard. And there's a lot of great different breath techniques that people use out there. I mean, they really are, and they really work, and they really help people. Mine is just simple, integrated with connecting breath. It's not in 3, hold 2, out 4.
Those are valid though, right?
They're
Those-
all valid and they all work. I've tried some of them with other people and went through their processes. And there isn't a breath technique that doesn't work, I don't think. Mine is just very easy. And what I do is just try to get people to get connected breath. And what I mean by that is just taking your breath in, and before you take all of that inhale, you exhale so that you stay connected. And what that does is it puts you into an alignment, I think more of an alignment with who you are, and not, it gets you out of your head. And I've told you that many, many times. Just get out of your head for a minute.
Mhm.
What it does is it brings an alignment into where you are connected with yourself, your whole self, I believe. And that's connecting your mind and your brain with your heart.
So would you say that gives a pause enough that your higher self, your team can actually have some input?
Yeah.
I think that we get into this thinking and doing and thinking and doing, and as humans, we're programmed that way because it's kept us alive. And now we don't have to. I mean, you think about it, it used to be where if you weren't on all the time, you didn't eat, you couldn't survive, you didn't, our species really kind of had to have that to
Mm-hmm.
keep going. And now it is almost becoming a detriment to where there's too much of it going on all the time. So having this beautiful breathwork process is enough to give pause enough that we can have the help that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about limitless and how it is all inside. It is. It is all us, each one of us, individuals. But we're never alone. Our team is with us at all times. Where it feels alone is when we're in this 3D, I
Yeah.
believe, space. It feels very disconnected. So taking that pause and finding the balance between having the energy to keep going, having the knowledge and the understanding and the learning and all the things, and making choice. That's a big one. I get stuck in choice paralysis so easy.
Yeah.
If I'll just take that breath, I don't know how many times a day could you come in here and put your hand on my back and say, just take a breath. Just take a breath.
Yeah.
One breath is all it takes, and it breaks that when you get your brain going that way. It really, really does. And it takes a little bit of practice, I think, to get there. And you have to have faith and understanding in what you're doing,
Right.
which is why I think this conversation is so important, so people understand that it's not wooey stuff here.
No.
It's very psychologically based with what it does physiologically to the body when you take breath. And having that, I tell you, I'm one of the most uncoordinated people on the planet and trip over my own 2 feet. Having that connected breath is still, after 30 some years, I still have to really think my way through doing it. It has never once come natural to me. So can you maybe explain? And I've never asked you this. This is just an honest question for you. What is, because I know I watch you do it, and you just, man, you have it. You understand, your body just does the thing. Where is the blockage that I have that still causes maybe some hesitation in there to where it is not just a natural process for me?
I would say maybe it's because you are a thinker. I mean, I'm a thinker too, or I wouldn't exist, but
Mhm.
you process everything through your mind and everything, and I don't. I
Mhm.
process through my heart space more. And that is, and if you would do that breath work enough, you you would stay connected in there
Right.
enough that
So what is the enough though? Because
I would say it's just putting you in alignment.
Mhm.
Just boom. It's
Right.
like
So this is where that stubbornness thing comes in. Because, I've been working with you for 30 some years, and I still to this day need to be reminded to take that breath. And then when I do, to get back into the cadence of it,
Mm-hmm.
although it's once I hit it, it just feels so good. Now it's beautifully magical. But I still have to stop and redo it. So I know you do another, which is called rebirthing.
Right.
And that has something to do with how when we're born, that the breath comes in differently. And I know I had a major trauma and issue there that you helped work me through.
Right.
Can you explain that? What is the
Well,
theory? That's a big one, but just kind of the how have our listeners do that breathe in so that they can tell whether or not they're in alignment there.
it's it's a matter of just get yourself good and grounded to start
With
with.
his feet on the floor,
On the floor.
imagine the energy running through. Right.
Exactly. And then start your cadence, if you will, if you want to use that term, for connecting your breath and just get nice, long, and I can control, not, that's not the proper word to use, but when I worked with people way back when I trained in rebirthing, you can change
It is kind of they give control. They give you the
or the degree of depth by how I have you breathing. I mean, if you notice when I ever had you rebirthing, is I start you out with long, deep, connected breaths. And then there will be times where I make you take really short, shallow breaths, but at the same time, they're still connected.
And I've got to say, that was one of the most moving experiences I've had to date. And I've done all sorts of healing. But the rebirthing sessions that I've gone through have been powerful. Like, I mean, I can take people through theta and we can heal and we do, and it's beautiful and it's powerful.
Exactly. Yes.
A rebirthing session is on a physical level as much as that is on the spiritual level.
Spiritual level,
really,
yeah.
really powerful stuff. What I was trying to get to though is you have me, if you take a deep inhale, does your stomach go in or does it go out? Which is the natural?
We generally, most of us breathe backwards. It's like when you inhale, a lot of people are sucking in their gut.
Your gut goes in.
And it shouldn't be. When you are breathing in, you should be filling up.
It should be distending your gut out. Yeah. And that is it. That's back. And I remember you telling me that you have people do that and you watch and you can tell whether or not they had the injuries that come along with being birthed. I mean, it's a violent process for many, many souls, and how that actually sets that in, and we come out breathing out of balance and out of alignment. And many, many years that way.
That and a lot of people will struggle through life depending on their birth process. If you have a really easy, gentle birth, but if your mother was laying there for 8 hours or 9 hours in labor, and then you finally get out and you're yanked out by forceps a lot of times and then pulled out. And I mean, what's the worst thing that you can do to a soul that's new into this world is to yank them out of a safe, warm womb that they're used to, and you yank them out into a cold room and then slap them on the ass is basically what you're doing to that soul.
I don't know if they do that so much anymore.
No.
Maybe they do. I mean, it's been, my daughter's 28, so it's been a long time for me.
And it depends on the individual and what you came into this world to work with or work on in your life.
But that's something that people can really do, is take that deep breath in and see. And you have to work your way through. If you have that habit of sucking in when you breathe, work on it and make yourself do it. The other, just the physicality helps, does it not?
Yes,
It gets your body back into a way our brain is designed to function.
exactly.
Creates in stress. I deal with anxiety greatly. And when I can remember to do the breath, which is what that does,
Yep.
it it the vagus nerve, I mean, you could get all into all the science of it, but basically it puts you back into balance.
Mm-hmm.
And that grounding that you talk about is so vital. So what I would like to do is that we're hitting on 15 minutes here, and I'd like to just kind of wrap it up for the second
Okay.
second episode, but is to remind people that yes, you are limitless, but
Yes.
do not use that as any way to say that you don't have limitations
Right.
that are self-imposed always, that
Mm-hmm.
are not findable, fixable, healable, go aroundable, something. You can always work your way through. And one of the very best ways that you can begin that process is through breath, through grounding, and through getting yourself in a beautiful space of alignment. And when I speak alignment, I mean where your soul, your body, your mind, your spirit, and your world is matching up to where the friction is gone,
Mm-hmm.
where you're moving through. It's easy. It's easy. If you need to pay the bill, the money lands in the bank. If you need to have the health, the answers come in there. You need to have that phone call, the phone call comes in. That's manifesting at its finest. And that's getting into that alignment space.
Exactly.
Yeah. So a good breath work practice is to just do a connected breath. How
Yep.
long would you suggest? A minute or two a day?
Yep. Couple minutes a day, and
That retrains your brain and your body, right? So that
yep.
you're out of
It
the
helps you
trauma.
get into alignment. And it's like a lot of people sit and meditate for hours and hours. And if you start the practice of breathing a
Mhm.
couple minutes a day, it doesn't take you long to be able to sit there and be in focus
Mhm.
with what it is that you are
You can
dealing.
get into theta and alpha state in a heartbeat once you've learned how to do that. Exactly.
Exactly. And
And
if
I
you,
don't know about any of our listeners, but I don't have hours a day to
right.
devote to meditation. That's the people that do, and I think that's beautiful. A lot of people go to the Himalayas, and we've lived a life,
And
and
if,
we've learned how to do it in an instant rather than that, so that you have all the benefits.
yep, exactly.
It doesn't detract from it, but breath is one of the most beautiful ways to get back in to doing. I mean, there's yoga poses and there's all sorts of
Yeah,
things
all
that you can
kinds
do,
of,
but this is one that everybody, we all breathe. Thank goodness, we all breathe. So get back into control with that a little bit, and control. This is a good verb.
yeah,
It is a verb, right? Being able to utilize it for what you need it for, and get yourself back into the practice of using it to heal, to
yeah,
align, and to move yourself forward.
line. And if you've
Yeah.
got, something that's big that's kind of hits you upside the head, that's, really emotional or anything, that breath helps you to process through it.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
or if you're on a project that you're kind of stuck on, take a couple minutes and just get yourself centered and aligned. And
I'll give you a good example how exactly that. Working on getting our membership together, which we have, Limitless, the membership. Y'all wanted to look
yeah,
out for that. Definitely, I'll make sure that you get the link for that. It's just a free membership. You're going to come in and listen to all kinds of things that we have going on, my activations, all the things. But I was stuck trying to do the techie part, and it just frustrated with the whole thing. And you're just take a breath. And it dawned on me who I could call. I spoke with somebody, one of my treasured people. It
yeah,
took 10 minutes of a beautiful phone call, and I was back on target and doing fine. But I would have not even thought to reach out if I had not taken the breath. Simple but powerful. Okay. Thank you, Robert, for being here. We will be doing another episode next week. It will be juicy. It will be good. And I kind of am having a feeling that it's going to have an activation in it, so that people are going to want to be there. They're going to want to come and take. And that's something that's important to me with this Limitless series, is that we're giving people
yeah,
actionable things that they can have true transformation, even if they're small. It's something that they get to take. You know, if you're going to spend some time with us, I want you to have something in return. So thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. And if you want to be on the show, I am taking applications for that. So if you
Yes.
have some your own visionary juiciness to share with us, ask me and I will make sure that you get the application and we'll get you on.
And remember, limitless.